First Citizens National Poetry Slam is powered by Bocas Litfest, TTT Limited, and is sponsored by First Citizens. We put you first.
Welcome to the 2022 First Citizens National Poetry Slam, the biggest stage for spoken word in the Caribbean that carries the biggest prize. It's all powered by the Bocas Lit Fest in partnership with TTT Limited and title sponsor First Citizens. Welcome to all our first-time viewers. I'm Anika Will, and this year is about to be an epic one as we celebrate the 10th Slammiversary of the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. The theme, A Season of Change, welcomes a lot of new faces and even some surprises to the competition. This competition would be nothing without the support of the spoken word community. There are so many amazing platforms that provide safe spaces for poets and other creatives to express their talents. To highlight these key partnerships throughout our journey, we held our slam auditions in collaboration with some of these spaces virtually. We say thank you to our audition hosts who did well in representing their platforms. Kyle Skeeto Amos of One Mic, Dominic Roy of East Yard, Tevin Gill of Bohemian Room, Yavan Navy Mendoza of True Talk No Lie, and Jewel Green of Tobago Writers Guild. Our theme, A Season of Change, in commemoration of this year's 10th Slammiversary, is our way of looking back at the journey, the growth, and the success we've experienced over the past 9 years. Let's take a look at this year's judges. Ariel John is the birther of Blue Oracle Healing Arts. Ariel builds movements with a number of non-profit organizations in her native Trinidad and Tobago, including Girl Be Heard TT, the Sacred Spirit Sisterhood, and Shift Caribbean. Elisha Ifu Bartels is a writer, performer, teacher, director, and stage manager, and a founding member of Metamorphosis Dance Company. Patricia Saunders' latest book, Buyers Beware, is soon to be launched in Trinidad and Tobago and offers a new perspective for critical inquiries about the practices of consumption in and of Caribbean popular culture. Jason Williams is a father and media personality with over 20 years' experience in radio and television. Stefan Fleming is an educator and social media personality renowned for the Alphabet series on TikTok. Our 10 competitors in this first round of semi-finals are vying for a chance to make it to the finals to compete against our reigning champ, Geron Sandy. So, let's get right into it. Our first competitor is a cultural ambassador and multi-award-winning poet, Zakia Gill.
Your red pen think he's young Floyd Mayweather and try to box me out. Your red pen try to X out my mouth. So your red pen sent me to the back of the class where I cannot even see the blackboard. Because your red pen determined that I cannot learn at your red pen pace. Even though my attention spans galaxies. Your red pen brought me back to reality, reminding me that I have been reprimanded in an educational system for far too long that revolves around a grading scheme. But miss, there is not enough ink in your pen that can grade my spectrum when your intelligence starts to scream. I really don't like your approach to learning. It is dizzying and dehumanizing. It is antagonizing for a mind like mine that buffers at times like it was surfaced by flow technologies. Miss, your red pen have cataract of the mind. your red pen needs corrective surgery because your red pen cannot see that your red pen philosophy to learning is fueling my insanity. Especially when your red pen make marks on my paper and label me Don C. Asking me, Zakia, do you have chromophobia? Why do your chromosomes get uncomfortable every time you see my red pen? Why you get nervous that there is a chrome to your dome? Because, miss, I do not like your red pen tone. Especially when your red pen take that tone. Like it's such a simple word. Yeah, miss, but that word feels like neurofiber under my skin. And I just want to itch away your idiotic idiosyncrasies that seem ideal. Praying your red pen philosophy dies a natural death like a pyramid scheme. Your red pen is a scheme. Because your red pen do not give out A's for creative and critical thinking, miss. Your red pen only give out A's to the best fellow who can follow instructions. But did your red pen tell you I breach birth? And since I came on this earth feet first, I have always been left to right. What have been deemed normal have always been my kryptonite. So before your red pen grade my script and downgrade my life, let me give you it in definition, right? Red. The color that symbolizes emphasis is placed on a grade, not necessarily learning. Red. Soon as I walk out that exam room, it is okay to empty my head. Red. Your educational system need a catheter because it's full of fecal matter. Red, I think I need therapy because red bully me into developing photographic memory. Red had me taking snapshots of flashcards long before a screenshot was invented. Zakia, are you sure you want to be a spoken word artist when you grow up? You mispronounce too many words. You are an oxymoron. I think you need to change your dream profession. Okay, that is your opinion. Because I plan to peddle metaphors like they were Sunday morning word until I turn into a fossil. I am Picasso with the pen, so your red pen could never be my muzzle. Because I have a superpower called dyslexia and it's my strongest muscle. So that boxing ring you want to put me in, you and your red pen could sit down in that pen and go rot.
Fresh off the stage, we have Zakia Gill. And I must say she looks lovely. I like little combat boots and thing. Like a little warrior princess. Yeah, man.
Poetically.
Nice, of course. So it just came off and it did your thing, right? So what I'm wondering, I'm going to ask you a question related to poetry here, right? What made you become a poet?
Just searching for a creative way to survive, to thrive, you know.
Yeah, man.
Couldn't afford therapy.
Boy.
So I wrote until I felt right. Until I saw what was bright, until I could have stepped into the light, until I put on my comeback boot and fight.
I love it. So even all these steps, you live in poetry. I love it.
Of course.
You're amazing. So here what, guys, I know you all at home are wanting some more. So let's head right back to Yinka. I should introduce the next poet.
Thanks, Taddy. Two-time champion Alexandra Stewart is back this year to see if she can capture a third title. Here is Alexandra Stewart.
If every human being is one of a kind, suicide is an extinction-level event. My best friend is a dinosaur wishing for a meteor. My best friend grabs tomorrow by the throat and says no more. No more, he starts a countdown. And I've already seen how 0 can become bullet holes, so I try to talk a tragedy into a try again 10. I know you're tired of walking this valley. It seems endless, so you just want to end this, but then you'll miss the mountain. Just a few steps ahead, yes, ahead. With a bomb for a brain is no easy burden. Depression is desperate to detonate, and they estimate every 40 seconds, suicide explodes a family. 9. I know the days slip by. When your phone vibrates, you do not reply. Every unchecked box in your to-do list is an empty grave. Your phone vibrates. You bury yourself 6 feet deep in bed. Your phone vibrates. Dishes pile higher than Goliath's head. Your phone is silent. And you are terrified that no more messages will come. 8, there are others standing on the edge of extinction, craving the silence that coffins a last breath. Wrestling death is lonely, yes, but you are not alone. Isolation is not your home. We are born for the cradle of community. To need help is to be human. To cry is to time travel to your first few seconds alive. 7, your mother says lazy and depressed are the same, so sometimes you feel like a body with no name. 6, you think you can vanish without a trace, but there will be a crater in every face, in every place you've ever entered, in every smile, in every laugh, in every sob you leave behind, in every corner of our minds, a crater. Because when tomorrow comes, the only difference between morning and morning is you. 5, you once said, I don't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders, but the weight of my shoulders is a world that I carry for. Share that weight with me. Share and wait with me. Together we will fill your heavy heart with helium until you balloon back to better. 3, stop your countdown and listen. 2, please. 1, wait. Scientists have discovered there are 14 extinct creatures that are still alive. From the tiny Nelson shrew to the giant palehouse earthworm, they all survived. And how many times have you been Lazarus? Unengraved your name from headstone. Found yourself in arms instead of alone yesterday. A father watched his children double dutch with a rope he once tried to double knot. Yes, today, you want to turn your heart into a stop sign. But look back and find that you have risen every single day since you were born, a sun crawling up each morning through blue skies and hurricane warnings, and just like before you will rise. So swallow those goodbyes, because no matter the size of the meteor, you are the dinosaur that survives. You will rise like rocket ship. Let 0 in your countdown mean you're starting again. Let 0 be a brand new beginning instead of an end. There have been too many extinctions. So now I say, no more. No more.
With me right now, we have no stranger to the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. Yo, she even won this thing before, guys. So I know she has some money in her pocket. But, yeah, no?
Go on.
Alright, so Alexandra Stewart, ladies and gentlemen. So Alex, what I would like to find out from you, right? If there's a possibility you could have a superpower, what would that be?
You know, I've thought about this question a lot, and unfortunately, there's no perfect answer, you know, because if you pick you could fly, then you wish you could be invisible, then you wish you could stop time. So I've decided that my power would be to become whatever it is I imagine. That's right. Whatever it is, no loophole. Whatever I imagine.
Big up you. And that is how she has won the slam before, people. She thinks of everything. Yeah? Alex, thank you for being a part of this thing. We appreciate you so much. And all the best, yeah?
Thank you.
The vibes.
He is a lover of all things theatre, whose desire is to use his God-given gift to speak truth and challenge society. He is Ronaldo Briggs.
He was a good boy. Judy's screams hang upon the clouds and travel through the dark of the night. Can you hear her? Kneeling over his bloody bullet-beaten body, crying, look, my client's son dying. But you, the court of public opinion, could care less. Raise your gavel, slam it down, say yes. We just get rid of another pest. Now bring that mother to the stand, for she should be made to pay for the way she raised that boy to stray from the straight way, pick up rifles instead of Bibles and prey upon innocent people. Scriptures say good boys don't walk in the council of cockroaches. So mommy, miss we with your biased diagnosis, but while you judge Judy from a distance, my adjacency shows me that the tears which take the long stroll down her cheek writes a poetic dissertation that forms the body of this defensive composition. Teardrop number 1. For the first time she held him. Her arms, the royal guards that swore their allegiance to protect, ready to square up against any threat aimed in his direction alone. She had to walk through the war zone, apparent and yet determined. In this mission there would be no failing. Teardrop number 2. For the second time, he asked her, Mommy, where is my daddy? With a tone of voice that would make the happiest of hearts sink into the depths of depression. She fumbles through her thoughts for answer and stumbles upon the word, son. I don't know. His response, if he didn't love me, you could have just say so. Teardrop number 3. For the 3 times she saw him try to time the curveballs life pitched in his direction. Whoosh, strike 1. Death of his best friend Geron. Whoosh, strike 2. A broken leg to snap his football dreams in 2. Whoosh, strike 3. You're out. Left out of consideration after every job application. The streets now formed the dugout for him to sit and ponder why he couldn't connect with the rhythm of life. Teardrop number 4. For the time she saw the drug lord and his eyes connect, for she knew the game was over, with no chance for a do-over. Marijuana and white powder would now take the role of comforter in his life. Teardrop number 5. For the 5 grand he placed in her hand after coming home from a day work, she knew legitimacy bore the weight of toil and sacrifice, and that 5,000 felt kinda light, but poverty whispered in her ears, Judy Gill, hold on tight, don't front. What you go eat for the rest of the month? Teardrop number 6. For the 6 soul-snatching shots that split his spleen, the echoes of bullets leaving chamber met her at her doorstep and told her whose body it belonged to. She knew this day would come, but who could prepare a mother to lose her son? So court, please, don't be quick to sacrifice Judy upon your altar of self-righteousness. She is a poet like me. You see, he was a good boy, is her heart's cry, intentionally wrapped in metaphor and irony. That mother not mad. She just grieving the son she wish she had.
Yo, with me right now is a man dressed for $50,000. All courtesy First Citizens, of course. Ronaldo Briggs. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good enough. Can't complain, man.
I could see that you're looking sharp.
Thanks,
brother.
man. Thanks.
Nice. So, the slam has been happening for 10 years now. It's our 10-year slam anniversary. And we're doing this thing. But I believe last year was the first time you made it to this point, right?
Yeah, first time.
So a lot of persons, you're still relatively new. Some people may have been seeing you or hearing you for the first time today. So can you describe for us, what is your poetry style?
I'll say my poetry style is a bit aggressive. At times I like to get people to think, like to see the other side of a story. So yeah, that's my style.
You don't know. So people, the one aggressive, provocative Ronaldo Briggs, yeah? Vibes, boy. You don't know.
You don't know.
Welcome back to the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, powered by the Bocas Lit Fest in partnership with TTT Limited and title sponsor First Citizens. Our theme for those who are just joining us is a season of change. So, 2022 is our third year of virtual competition and also the second time we've partnered with TTT Limited to bring you all the action. Shouts to TTT. Whether we're in Central Bank, Globe, Napa, Queen's Hall, or through our media partners, First Citizens, our chief and title sponsor 10 years running, continues to provide an amazing platform for our performance poets and youth to be seen and heard. A young spoken word artist from Arima, here is Geron Ruiz.
Hi. Nope, wrong poem. Hi. I'm a pandemic poet. Now the name explains itself. A stage has never been felt. Needless to say, my confidence ain't the best. If they're on Mount Everest, then I'm in the Mariana Trench. Instagram Live is the only time I've been to a poetry event. I don't belong here. I do not belong here. A good poet could entice an audience to scream and shout, but anything that comes out of my mouth, they quiet. Mostly because on the Zoom it required, but still, in a room full of linguists, it won't take long to witness who's the imposter. And that feeling is like a scratchy neck, is like a scratchy tag on the back of your neck, is just a bother, knowing you'll never fit in. But I've closed my eyes and I've dreamt about how it'd feel to be a poet without having pandemic in front of it. Dreams of being the best poet pretender, standing backstage waiting to enter, walk to center, stage see the mic, standing in front of me, start spitting flames like a jab malassi. Imagine the judges saying they loved me and feeling the atmosphere around me. The audience applauding at every fire line, performing on the weekend, so it's only right to have blinding lights. But what if it doesn't go right? What if my readiness left and I can't catch my breath when I see all the lights? What if I trip when I walk on the stage? What if the words that I had on the page just get erased from my memory? This performance thing's scaring me. Mic check 1, 2, are you hearing me? Sincerely, this isn't a problem that I normally have. When I home, I alone, it's just me and my It's just me and my camera. My bedroom, a ring light and a nice backdrop. Tell my family I'm recording a video, so please, no noise and don't act up. Get ready for the first take. Action. Bust like 5 times, but on the next take I get it. After, I have to sit and edit the best bits together, laughing at each individual mess up. And in the end, I'm left with a gem of a product. And come to think of it, when I record in a video as a monster, I have an idea. Yeah. Ring light and camera in its regular spot. Bed in the corner, make sure it's out of the shot. Stand straight, look up, ensuring they could see my lips. Mic stand, you don't exist. Now, clearly I've dressed for the occasion. Classy from the waist up, cause who could see me from the waist down? Move around my room, I don't want to look tired. And last thing, Mommy, I'm recording a video for Slam. Please be quiet. All right. Camera on. Press record. Hi. I'm a pandemic poet. Now the name explains itself. A stage has never been felt, but the lack of confidence has been shelved. If there runs a mountain climber, then I'm a deep sea diver, both equally impressive. I could turn my bedroom into the Bocas Lit Fest per my own requesting, and I belong here. A good poet could drop a line to make the audience scream and bawl, but when I record, I don't need to see their reaction to know I leaving them mash up. I know I might not be the best on a stage, or the best on a page, but at the end of the day, I's the best. I's the best. Okay, I might have forgotten the last line. Let me just record this video one more time. Hi.
Geron Ruiz, ladies and gentlemen, here with me in the flesh. You just saw him, did his thing on the microphone there and laid it all out for you all.
Yeah.
Feel good about it?
Yeah, feel confident, feel great about it even.
Nice. So, I have a quick question for you, right? Right about now, the lotto is like 10.5 million or some kind of thing.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Big bucks, right?
Yeah.
So, if money was not an issue, there's no problem, what would you do?
Well, for me, like anybody who wanted could get it. My friends want a car, you could get 2. Oh. My mother want a house, you could get 3. Oh. Taddy, you want anything? No.
Ayinka, I'm gonna send it right back to you. Yeah, we're gonna need some extra time with this guy here, people. Alright? Yeah. But let's stay tuned.
Shouts to Thaddy, I know you're missing me backstage. Alexandria Douglas is a 19-year-old sport kinetics major at UE and poet as well. Here is Alexandria Douglas.
Shh. You ready? It only comes out about twice a year and only between the days of blue moon and never, so you have to be ready. This is our shot to finally nail that elusive self-forgiveness. Been looking for this one for so long, I've memorized all its tracks. I even got close to it once. Stared at me with so much understanding into my eyes. But I stepped in some guilt and scared it away. That was one of the last times I ever saw it. Legend says its saliva contains enough grace to heal the bloodiest of wounds. But the bigger it is, the more you need. I've been walking around with about 4 million wounds, like most people. I've got one on my back the size of my forearm. At around 12 a.m. it bleeds. It gushes thick regrets and wishes of a time machine all over my chairs, staining it with would've, could've, should have. Then I have one on my right ear. That one is about as big as the tip of my nail. It's smaller, so it constantly stings, radiates through my veins all the way to my heart. It feels like it's trying to tell it through Morse code to stop beating. I would tell you how I got them, except I failed at acquiring vulnerability last week, so I'll just leave it at that. For you to have a chance at catching this thing, I have to warn you, we're not actually hunting it. You cannot gut self-forgiveness and turn it into a cloak to hang around your shoulders. It will never truly be with you. It will just keep slipping. You have to convince it to stay. So that when you make another blunder and another wound appears, it is right there. I want to help you perfectly befriend it, to get self-forgiveness to become your new companion, but I myself haven't completely figured it out yet, but I'm getting there. A night I remember I was so determined. I constantly told myself to be ready, placed all my overthinking onto a singular arrow ready to release it. Self-forgiveness then came up to me and it licked me. And for that split second, I was at peace with my past decisions. For that split second, my hand almost released that arrow into the night, taking some of the weight off the quiver of my back, but I choked. I still couldn't let my past mistakes go. Now the weight just keeps adding. I'm human. I will always trip, and it's hard for me to accept that. It's why I've become slightly desperate and will keep seeking self-forgiveness every day, because what am I supposed to do? Let my wounds fester until they become infected and affect other parts of my life? I can't. You can tell me as much as you want that I need to forgive myself. I can tell you as much as you want that your past mistakes don't define your current actions. But until we believe it, it will only be sweet words. It will not become our truth until we finally accept it, so let's go. We have some self-forgiveness to find.
Alexandria Douglas, everyone. First time here at the First Citizens National Poetry Slam semis.
Yes, it is.
Audition before?
Yes, last year.
Last year, but I mean, so you're gonna see through all the way at this point in time. As you hope,
Of course.
Right? Nice. So we understand a little slam things, but I like to get a little personal a bit now. Right? Let the people get to know you and understand you. So this is the question here. What was the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you in public?
Whew, you make me think back there, boy. I was once like playing football, and like my coach had always told me to like put tights underneath my pants and stuff. But you see, I thought I knew better. I didn't, and I feel like this is too embarrassing to tell on television.
Commit,
I'm already through. Okay. So I was playing, I'm a defender, I was there, I was trying to steal the ball, and this girl thought that it would be a good idea to yank up my pants, and she yanked it up so high, everyone saw my underwear. Yeah, that was good times.
Guys,
Good times.
anything is possible here.
Good times.
First Citizens National Poetry Slam. Hopefully, Alexandria is able to yank $50,000. Yeah? We'll find out.
Another Arima native who started writing poetry from an early age, here is Shakir Gray.
I lie awake at night, rehearsing the most monumental words ever echoed throughout these isles. Buying scrap iron, old battery buying. You're not patronizing, but at least I trying. The way I see it is either I buy old steel or steal a new gold piece with a piece of steel and copper. It's either I work for minimum wage or I wage my soul for riches. I rather be alive and poor than rich in the morgue, cold with stitches. It's like a cycle. So you see, it's either they disturb your day and burn mattress and tires like a pyre, or they keep returning fire that didn't fire. It's a vicious cycle. So I do what I can with the scraps and sell it to recycle. You know recycle? Like the temporary outrage at every news cycle, recycle. Like every round of condolence is a cycle. How every call for change sounds the same, like it's on a loop. How every day you're reading the same bad news as if you're on the loop. Why do you think they call it the loop? The truth is it's cyclical, so it's easy to sit and be cynical. I'd rather roam every end of this island before I sit still and complain, because to me, that's still the same as doing nothing. That's still the same as old iron rusting. But there are men more desperate than I, no longer looking for a fair trade. With all their affairs, they're trying to get their fares paid. They're reclaiming your metals by force. And people see but don't meddle. Like fourth, these lot like they cut from a different crop of thief. They come cunning. We call them copper thief. Creeping up on your property, some proper thief. Proper like they come in with cutlery, cutting, till you're no longer insulated from the problems we all facing. Cutting, till you're shocked to see the state displacing, it displacing. Cut into our infrastructure to market the materials from which the infrastructure is made. It will leave you dismayed. So don't blame me when I circle every back road, side street, dirt track and avenue for opportunity. Clearly I clear in this island of apathy. Clearly, the cycle not changing pace, so I learn to pedal, push product. I purchasing and repurposing your dead weight, circling like Kobo, waiting for dead. So I salvaging scrap, that taking up space like our incompetent institutions. Because what more intrinsically Trinidadian than inaction? We stuck in an endless cycle not going anywhere. It come like we burning tires everywhere. If you think too hard, it might have your eyes runny, tears flowing like water. Come and get it? They say my sales pitch repetitive. But when people in power regurgitate their old chewed up rhetoric, them same people come eagerly expecting it. Like a nest of baby swallows they swallow. So next time you hear me calling, come, follow. Do something profitable with society's immobilization and decay. Or stay. Succumb to your oxidative state, aka do nothing but complain. But when all the rot and rust have you slowly dying, just remember buying scrap iron, old battery buying.
Yo, these poets are killing it here today, guys, and I'm sure that you all could agree so much. So now with me, we have Shakir Gray. Brethren, we good?
We're great.
We Gucci?
Everything good.
Nice. So here you see, right? I wanna pay us into your future a bit now and understand your little goals and aspirations. So besides wanting to win $50,000, yeah, cash, courtesy, first citizens. My question to you is, what other goals would you like to achieve in life?
Win the next slam after that, and the next slam after that. That's the goals.
Guys, you heard it yourself. Win the slam after that, and the slam after that, right? So we're gonna cut to a break and be right back.
So, wherever you're viewing us from this evening, make sure to interact with us on our social media at National Poetry Slam TT on Instagram and Twitter, and at FCNPS on Facebook. Be sure to use the hashtags FCNPS2022 and hashtag A Season of Change. She's been on the poetry scene for the past 15 years. Here is Askala George.
Ya sugar, ya spice, ya everything nice. Little girls must be seen and not heard. Them are the words stuck in me head from the day me born till me dead. It's simple. I was conceived, birthed and placed on the bosom of a single married, it's complicated black mother. She, knocked with gumption as she stood at the junction of death's door. A child was coming, a child that will silence the undertaker of babies past. Make her boyfriend a father at last, prove to common law that she was no cat in bag, but somebody daughter wishing somebody son could stop running rings around her emotions and make her a honest woman. I stayed for honor, as did my mother. I stayed. Elementary, I ran breathlessly from the maternal constraints of her. She bounded to he. There my chain and anchor, mother, father drowned in me in bated breath and caution thrown to the wind. Quick, sail, I cleave, I lived and stayed. The beauty to his beast, I chose Stockholm rather than Stockholm. Sign, sealed, delivered, I'm yours in good times and bad times, and that time that his hug had muscles. Don't call it a chokehold. I stayed quietly submissive as unto the lot. 'Cause Jesus says so. My commitment, binding covenant, made in the presence of man and preacher. I stayed for worse more than better, as did, hallelujah, my sister. I stayed. For Jean and Dinah, Sweet Mango Jolene and Cassandra loose, like Goose Delilah, 'cause woman to woman, I am Shirley, and you are Deborah, stoic in the position of my relation, ignoring the blind men and elephants in the room. They don't know the potential of this provider protector pushed by poaching princesses and public pressure to measure to the heights and depths and lengths and breadths of a man. But there's no yardstick for that, no target for that. Many men raised by broken boys and mothers. Still I stayed his queen, 'cause Genesis 3:16, I fixed my crown while pulling petals and stayed, as did my neighbor. One eye, Miss Gloria, I stayed. For company and misery and family and war story, bounded together by band-aids and bandages, woman, brave women, battered and abused on the battlefield by their beloved, call it friendly fire. 'Cause sometimes his manly desire had to be louder, had to be stronger, had to be faster than my ever clever silver tongue. Words are of the wind, so he had to knock the wind out of me. My mother was a poet, so I had plenty wind out of me. Still I stayed like an elephant tied to a peace tree. My sentence bargee to syllable. And every day alive was a miracle. And my prayers became simple. I prayed for dimples and smile lines. 'Cause I already stayed. For shame and pride and money and pain and fear, it was clear that he loved me, not I stayed for them children. And the unspoken I told you so of my mother, I stayed. 'Cause your sugar, your spice, your everything nice, little girls must be seen and not heard. Them are the words sticking on me head from the day me born. Now me dead. I stayed.
What I love about the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, it's an inclusive thing, right? We are from Trinidad and Tobago. And all the way from Tobago with me right now is Askala George. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so excited and happy to be here.
How was the trip across?
It was easier than I anticipated. The boat wasn't an issue, the plane wasn't an issue, friendly people, so trip was good.
Nice. So my question to you is this, right? What first made you start poetry? Like, what got you into this
Well,
thing?
I started poetry over 15 years ago. You may not remember me, but
No,
you were around. Yeah, you were one of the poets around. And what made me start poetry is what make most persons start poetry. You want to express yourself, you see a lot of issues that you want to talk about, and it's just that burning desire to ventilate. So that's basically the genesis, and here we are today.
Here we are today, people, with a burning desire to ventilate and express. Yes, Askala George.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Indeed.
She has a career in finance, but also loves expressing herself through poetry. She is Petal Thompson.
All aboard! Boat rides have always fascinated me. Not the ferry, buku or APT. The type of ride where you're strutting, cooler fastened to hand fastened to man, fully aware that when the heat levels in the party begin to elevate, there's nothing that could really cool you down. Spirits soaring high from high spirits, not a wink of disaster. We cruising on the harbor master. Rumor has it, there's this all new yacht in town. Free from wrestle, no hassle. Come, jump aboard with me on the Sea Champion vessel, aka SEA Champion boat ride, proven to give you an unforgettable experience like no other. Adrenaline bursting the seams of every emotion, winds capable of rocking your boat till each pulse, each breath, each stressed heart is palpitating to an arrhythmic high of the sea undercurrent. Ship enlarged deck capacity, over 19,000 children of the nation. Lifeline, education. Stipulation: to experience this exhilarating feeling, you must at least be a parent or guardian of a child who have sat the SEA exam. Who have passed, who have passed for their first choice. Forgive me. Who have passed for their parents' first choice, or rather society's propriety of what is labeled as a school prestigious? Who gives you the right to be so judicious? How ludicrous that when results are out, parents' devices ringing out from folks for years they haven't heard about? Children skeptical to show their faces on the street, fear of the voices they are guaranteed to meet? Conversations absent of all salutation. They just jump right in. What school they get? They say rough seas make strong sailors, but must these amateur sailors brave these turbulent seas made toxic by crashing school systems, the absence of a safe harbor to call home, the high tide and pride of parents, poor weather conditions of a curriculum favoring academia, the high sea temperature levels in their minds that they could never level up or measure up to the high expectations of an unforgiving seasick society? What a boat ride. For these precious gems to be placed in a boat, destination uncertain, waiting 5 years to sail or fail. I meant resit. Or maybe they were never seated on the right side of their ride. Maybe their name never appeared on the starboard of their classroom among pupils. Or maybe pupil never focused on learning, never yearning but heart real burning for the best results, coupled with slurred insults hurled at teachers from parents who have abandoned ship. Their child left alone at sea, no mommy or daddy, no compass to find their way, not even a life jacket. Some parents running real rackets. Yet, on results day, first to appear on the scene looking well-dressed and pristine, a placement in a school, nowhere to be seen, child sinking in tears like the treasure queen. What a boat ride. I salute those who have captained and navigated their ship through hardships and dips of a sea that has no branches, who have balanced their sails so that they would not capsize, and who have captured the prize that is no longer being publicized. September is coming. A new sea season has begun. I see the winds changing, but the sea is yet to see a season of change. So my young seafarers, pull your anchor, adjust your sails. I can hear the sound, the horn sounding. All aboard.
A season of change. This year's theme for the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. Hey, you all, we are 10 years in the making. We have new people, new faces, and one of them is here right now, and I must say, she's as pretty as a rose. Miss Petal Thompson. Yeah? Oh, well, I guess you poetry and that. So how are you feeling?
Awesome, great, yeah.
So relieved now?
Relieved, yes,
Get
relieved, yes. Get that all the way, yes.
So you ready for the results?
Yes, ready.
Lovely. So since we're talking about results, right, I have a quick question here for you, right? There's a time machine at your dispense, you could use it. Would you use this time machine to go back in the past and change something, or go forward to know the day of your passing?
I would go forward, yeah, because I believe that everything that took place in my past is what's supposed to be, and that's like a stepping stone of what has made me who I am today. So definitely, it's going to be the future.
So guys, we are looking forward to the future here of Miss Thompson and see if she's going to make it through to the finals. $50,000 up for grabs. I couldn't do that right now. Oh Lord. Moolah. Alright, so pleasure having you, man.
Thank you.
Past winner of the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, Cameron is a Caribbean-American multidisciplinary creative. Let's hear it for Cameron Bruno.
When the time is right, men know where to assemble. Called up to the light pole or you find yourself down below, don't sit down here and pretend you don't know the task. There's supposed to be a reward waiting on them in cash. This is the moment when we're supposed to know what they're looking for and how to find it, find the correct wire and know which one to snip. Because I know you ain't seen no permit. Find the thing and bring it back to the boss. If you get catch, it's you to suffer the loss. Man, just turn into superhero here, you know. Supernatural ability to disappear. This is the real test. Know the difference between electronics and electrics and which company you're looking to snag from, because I hear one strike from one of them gonna make you go and clear. Bring the shares now, don't be scared. You're scared, ain't? Because you know men out here don't know the difference, don't know the proper possessions, sacrificing the thought where they see themselves as precious, more precious than the metal they're climbing or digging for. Like life more precious than the precious metal itself. This barrack poor man, his only possession, his hands, cold, found himself nibbling on the line where pigeons comply, and instead of taking the communications, he took the current supplies. If you see how his body jolted, dancing with lightning in his veins, I heard him sing his body electric until the vernacular of voltage vibrated. They say, man like him not supposed to shake up so easily. I guess he was just wrapped up in the wires at the wrong time. A puppet, the TNTech pole, a gallows, my hero, a shrine. Look at how he sways in the wind. Body limp and dangling. Up there like he was ready to fly. All he missing was his cape. They called him the man of steel. These men are men of many metals, always craving something hot, something malleable, love a good deal. I heard it doesn't have to be something big as long as it's something profitable. Know a thing or two about a bargain. Scrap metal, old battery buying, because one man's trash is another one's treasure, right? And even through the wreckage, they still see these wires as gold, shiny and unattainable. Our men are willing and able whenever the time is right, ready to be repurposed and recycled. They say it doesn't take much to make a piece of steel or take a piece to steel to make their life last longer than scrap metal. And that sounds easy, because who told these men their veins look like copper wires anyway? Who told them that they could always make a living even if it means they're putting their supernatural powers at risk to live up to their name? To be what they are called, ready to take over the world, men of steel. The rest of them mind their business as much as they mind for metals, vigilantes in the village. But isn't this how all superheroes are born? Knowing what they are sacrificing and knowing who it is they are saving. Knowing that if the iron strike too close, too hot, they would become Icarus, fighting to find freedom. Forgetting how scorching the wires on a TNTech pole could be. Isn't this what it means to be a superhero? To know that there was never a reward in the first place. To know that you are not precious, but you are desired for the work that you do. To know that you will always be made an example of. To be a superhero is to know who examines the collision, who takes down your body, who mourns you, and who reads about you in the comic books.
So, we have our 2017 champion with us right now. If you did not know, that is this lady here, Cameron Bruno. How we feeling?
Not too bad, just chilling, you know.
Not too bad, just chilling. I like that. Guys, she's from Tobago, if you did not know. Yeah, spent some time out in the US as well.
Yes.
Doing poetry things.
Indeed.
You're big on your bad girl. Big up you. But I saw you with something earlier, and I have to ask, because I need people to hear exactly what's taking place.
Right, yes.
What exactly were you drinking then, Cameron? Talk to me.
Okay, so it was a Tobago Ovia tea. Yes.
For $50,000, you're going the distance. That's what I'm gonna say. Big up you, Cameron, and your Tobago Ovia tea. I don't even want to know inside it.
You know, just a little something for your throat, you know, confidence, the nerves, you know.
Nice.
Brings out the inner champion. Yeah, but I'm a champion already, so I don't really need it. But just a little extra something now, you know.
I like that vibes.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here with us, Cameron.
Anytime.
And all the best, yeah?
Thank you.
Hope we see you in the finals.
Of course.
Anika Beharry is a Trinidadian Muslim creative who recently published a poetry journal entitled But Are You Really Sorry? Here is Anika Beharry.
Breaking down pressure. Pressure, Merriam-Webster Dictionary says, is the stress or urgency of matters demanding attention. And there just seems like so much we have to do when we're young. Study hard and get your degree so you can get a good job, find a good person, and start a family. Volunteer in your spare time to make waves. You, yes you, can lead change. We as youth, it's our responsibility to shout when they don't want to listen and stand up for what we believe. This year I turned a quarter century. But I still feel like I'm so far behind. Some of my friends, they have children, plural. Some have even left the nest, some have moved. But I still feel like I'm so far behind. Some are in committed relationships, and they trust their partners with their lives. The longest relationship I've had are the diaries I used to write in. But at least I can say they know me to a T. I tell them every darkest, heaviest thought about how I feel. Like how I took a break from social media for a while. Because although I'm happy for them, I can't help but feel some jealousy of how everyone seems to have something interesting going on. Compare my coffee-stained teeth to their perfect white smiles, my body to their Model S sizes. Their shiny new cars to my old driver's license that I rarely ever use, because I'm so terrified that I drive myself insane or disappoint you. One would think someone with a math degree would be more calculated, but I don't even know what direction I'm going in. The world is burning, but she put on some weight? The economy is down, but she have a job yet? People are being cast out of their homes, but you see what she was wearing? No, is get a good job and marry a good man. Time is ticking. Everyone is waiting, watching, waiting to see who you'll bring home. If you'll be a good wife, we only have so much time, youth in our 20s. I had a plan and a timeline for how I wanted my life to go, but I'm even more lost now than when I was in high school. I have roasted myself in these boiling tears, stuffed bitterness and acceptance down my throat, trying my best to be perfect so no other stories would begin to cook. With nothing else left, I serve myself on a platter for you to devour. My anecdotes, my stories, my journals. I slice the best jagged pieces for you to choose from, only for you to rip the meat off the bones. Don't you see how much I give to you? Take my secrets from my heart. Take my pain, wretched words onto paper. Take all of it and call it content. I would give anything for you to be pleased, for this monstrous pressure to be appeased. I would do anything for you to be proud of me. So I look at this plate you've handed to me in front of me. I take a handful, but the bittersweet expectations are stuck in my throat. I can't breathe, choking, gasping for air, but I have to be just good enough. So I swallow and say, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. The nerves in my stomach settle, but my soul is shattering from the pressure of possibly letting you down. I wonder how many people in our times feel like they're lagging behind. I hope someone else is there to tell them, you'll be all right.
Yo, so you're at home and you're enjoying what is happening thus far. Use our hashtag, man. Hashtag FCNPS10, because, you know, it's our 10th year anniversary. And with us, first time for many more to come, I sure believe, is Anika Beharry. Yeah?
Thank you, thank you.
What kind of energy is running through you right now?
So whenever I perform or write poetry, it's passion, anger. It's kind of like the audience is one of my friends and I'm just ranting to you.
All right. So earlier I saw you have this book that you're walking around with. Tell me about that book.
So last year, December, I published my first of many books, but Are You Really Sorry? Thank you. It's a poetry journal. So, the world is often filled with pain and it's very seen as black and white, but I hope with my words I can encourage people to introspect and bring color and healing into their lives.
Well, Anika, I really hope you bring healing to these other poets when you beat their pants off and take the 50,000. Yeah? Would you be sorry then?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. So guys, you heard it here. Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you so much.
You, Anika.
Thank you.
Alright, so that was the first semi-final round of the National Poetry Slam, powered by the Bocas Lit Fest in partnership with TTT Limited and title sponsor First Citizens. Make sure to interact with us on our social media at National Poetry Slam TT on Instagram and Twitter, and at FCNPS on Facebook. Be sure to use the hashtags FCNPS2022 and hashtag A Season of Change. Thank you to our judges, TTT crew, my co-host Thaddy, our competitors, Bocas Lit Fest, our partners in this venture, and of course our title sponsor, First Citizens. Be sure to tune in for the second round of the semi-finals on Sunday, 28th August 2022. I'm Anika Will, and this has been the First Citizens National Poetry Slam 2022. Enjoy.
First Citizens National Poetry Slam is powered by Bocas Lit Fest, TTT Limited, and is sponsored by First Citizens. We put you first.